Hello YouTubers and welcome back to the channel. So I'm now making a start on this Range Rover. So I've just spent 2 evenings taking the rear quarters off just to have a look at the extent of any rust that might be in the vehicle. So this is what I found so far. It's all come apart pretty easily. I've only sheared a couple of bolts that have rusted out, but you can see it's actually in incredible condition in there. It's all really good. So even to the extent of the floors, this side was actually slightly rustier getting the bolts out than the other side, but looking at it, it's still in very good condition. So that's the state of the floors underneath. You can see there's surface rust there. Let me just lift that out of the way. But you can see a lot of that is just actually rust sitting on the top. So actually underneath you can see it's pretty good. So I'm going to absolutely take this thing apart. It's going to be a nut and bolt rebuild. So all the floors coming out, the cab's coming off the chassis. So I'll just get the chassis done first and get that rolling. And then have a go at the body and try and straighten that out a bit, all the doors, because they're in a bit of a state on this. So the only rusty bit that I've seen, that I've come across so far that's going to need replacing, is this rear seal retaining metal strip that goes in here. That you can see what it's supposed to be like here, and as it comes along here it's basically all rotted away. But the panel underneath is absolutely fine. So you can see it's actually still got paint on there. So everything else, it's all pretty good. There's a little bit of surface there, but it's not bad. Yeah, so I've already had a look online. I can replace these. They do this strip at the top. It's obviously a commonplace where it goes, and it's about £10 in the UK. So in the Range Rover world, that's cheap, really cheap. Some of the parts for this is shockingly expensive. You've got to be so careful taking it apart. And one of the most expensive things is actually the rubbers. So I think these rear quarter light rubbers are about £400. That's pounds, not dollars. And for a set of these outer seals here, like the window scrapers, which is a tiny piece, for the 4 doors is £800, and that's just that rubber there. There is a solution to it. Apparently you can buy a piece of 3M rubber strip that you can stick on there. That will repair it for now, till hopefully the cost of those door scraper seals come down. It's just, I just don't know where they get their prices from. It's just unreal. Okay, so I've just found the first bit of damage on this car, and you can just see there's a small crease in there. So it's not too bad. Should be able to push that out fairly easily, or pull it out. Tap this side in here and try and manipulate that out at the same time. And I should be able to get that back square. That's the state of the rear mount for the tailgate. As you can see, there's absolutely no rot whatsoever. So apparently that's one of the areas on a Range Rover that rusts out. Okay, so I've now removed the rubber seal at the back, which is basically riveted through here. You can see where I've drilled out all the rivets, every single one. So there's like a rubber that sits on the back here. I'll show you. So that's a rubber that's at the back. Luckily it's in pretty good condition. There's a little bit of fraying here with the hinges and up in this corner, but apart from that, it's all pretty good. So the only rot is there's a small tag here, which 2 little rivets go into to just to hold that rubber in right in the corner. But luckily, it's just a little fold in there, so that's going to be so easy to replicate. So I'll just grind that off and put a new one on. So this part's absolutely fine. This part here, so and it's just caught this one here as well in a similar place, just down there. So yeah, all in all, it's in amazing condition, considering its age, and considering how bad it looks on the outside. All the areas that should be absolutely rotten and falling apart are in really good order, so I've been quite lucky. Okay, so I'm continuing to take this Range Rover apart. So I've now got the rear bench seat, that's all been taken out. Started lifting the carpet, so I found a bit of damage here, so it's not actually rotten. It looks like there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, but for some reason that's really pushed in there. I don't think that's supposed to be like that. I know the spare wheel goes that side, but no, that looks like it's been it's been hammered with something. You can see the shape of the one on this side, although I know the spare wheel doesn't go this side, the kind of torque it does, but no, doesn't seem factory to me. It doesn't seem right. I'm sure someone will comment and tell me the same. But yeah, it's all coming apart pretty good. Even I'm just taking off the wiring loom underneath at the moment, so I'll get all that pulled out and back through the car. But even these clips on the rear cross member, I'm even managing to unscrew those with these little self tappers. So yeah, usually that sort of thing's absolutely rotten at the back there because of all the mud and debris that gets up there. But yeah, even they're coming off. So yeah, it's impressive how tidy this vehicle actually is underneath. But as I say, I've been pretty fortunate really. I did have a good look at it before I bought it, but you know, there's lots of areas on all cars that you can't see in there. You know, there's panels and stuff in the way, especially on these. I can see why now taking it apart, why there's so many hidden rust spots on Range Rovers. But yeah, but when it goes back together, I mean, I'll do my utmost to treat all the prone areas, make sure they've got plenty of paint on them. So as I'm taking apart this Range Rover, I'm basically cataloguing every single part, what it is and what part of the car it's come from. I'd never done one of these Range Rovers before, so yeah, it's a little bit of a learning curve. I've done a few Defenders, but not a Range Rover. Some of obviously the underpinnings, like all the chassis and axles and stuff like that, are pretty much, and the drivetrain, pretty much the same. But all the body clips, mouldings, all that kind of stuff, and the way the doors are made are different. So yeah, just catalogue everything, so hopefully when it goes back together it's just going to be a lot easier to assemble. So I've got one of the doors off, just about to take the other rear door off, and inside I've now taken out all the floor. All pretty straightforward, just full of rivets. You have to drill the rivets out and then it just pulls out. Okay, so I've now removed the scuttle, bonnet, front fender or wing on the driver's side and the driver's door. You can see the condition even in under here. So even the nuts on the hinges, they've all come off, and you can see how clean they are. And I'm sure it's all original. Looking at those heads on the bolts, I may be wrong, but it just all looks original to me. I just can't believe how good this car is underneath. The same up here. It's still like got the original paint, not a spot of rust at the front here. There's obviously a bit of rust on the clips and stuff here, but hey, you know, minor detail. And there's actually, they can be reused, they're not even bad. So I found some rot here. This is where the seatbelt mounts are on the rear arches. So that's obviously got underneath the plate underneath, which actually holds the seat belts in, the bolt. That's obviously rusted through here, so there's not a lot left of that. So yeah, while I've got it all apart, that's quite an easy fix. And it's exactly the same on the one on the other side. I don't know if that's a common issue with them, but so that one's gone exactly the same. So that's the only corrosion I found there. So all the chassis everywhere looks really good. See underneath, it's still got the paint on there. So it's covered in dirt. I mean, it's disgustingly dirty, but I just thought I'll get it all apart first, and then I can just pressure wash it outside. One cause of concern, which I haven't actually got to it properly yet. Although the seals look okay, someone's welded this on here. Now, it was owned by a four-wheel drive club, so whether they put that on there to protect the sides, more than likely, like a bash bar. This is quite thick, so yeah, and you can see that's just been welded on there and there. So I'll be taking that off. But the bottom of the pillars, they all look really good. So I'm assuming the seals are okay. That actually looks like a plug weld there. So they have probably been replaced. Although there's a spot weld there where my thumb is, as you can see. And so they must have cut it. Can't even see where they've joined it. Possibly there. So maybe it has had new seals at some stage. So I'm looking at the back here. Yeah, that's got some plugs in it as well. Yeah, so she's probably had new seals on it already. So although it's had new seals, I can see up through here. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Yeah, it's quite visible. So you can see all the original spot welds from the factory. So all these arches here are all genuine, because I looked at this weld here, but again, that must be a factory weld, because you can see the spots on here as well, the spot welding. So okay, so I've now removed all the doors. Now working on the floor area. Seats are out, front seats, seat bases, a few of the bolts, a bit of a mission, a couple I had to grind, but generally they come out pretty good. I was a bit concerned about the floor at the front here. I thought it was quite rotten, but it's not. It's just got like the old carpet on it, as you can see, but underneath, what I found so far is all pretty sound, and you can actually see the paint underneath it. It just looks really bad, but it's actually in really good order. So I haven't found any rot on the driver's side. This centre tunnel area that's screwed on, you can just see, okay, it's covered in dust and stuff, but look, you can see how good the paint is underneath. So that's all sound. I found one little hole around the other side. I just found a hole there. Don't know if you can see that, guys. There. I'll put my finger just there. So that's the only rot I've found in the floor so far. So I'm pretty much over the whole car. Yeah, so the next thing I'm doing now is to basically get all this dash out, which I've actually started. So the instrument cluster's out now. And now I'm just working on, I know the glove box has come out as well, so yeah, so I'll just try and get the rest of this dash out. And then the bit I'm really worried about as well is getting the screen out, but I don't really want to cut the rubber because the rubber's actually quite soft. I'd like to reuse it, but if I can't, then I'll just have to cut it out and buy new rubber. Okay, so I've now managed to remove all the dash. The only thing left inside is basically the heater box, the wiring loom, and the steering column. And the floor as well at the front here. The roof is loose. As you can see, that's now jacked up on a piece of wood, so that's all unscrewed. Managed to get the screen out, and I managed to save the rubber as well. So yeah, there's just one little bit here at the bottom, but yeah, I may replace it. I'll see how it goes. See how funds permit. So I've now got the heater box out the car and all the wiring loom. There's a big panel there, and you basically just unbolt that, and the wiring loom basically comes out the front through the bulkhead into the engine bay direction. So that wasn't too bad at all. So I'm just about to take the front floor out. I've got a couple of fixings to take off underneath, and I can pull that out. So the size of the wiring loom is actually, yeah, it's pretty basic. It's not that much to it. So that's the entire wiring loom, apart from the engine bay or the engine loom. So, but that's not very big either. So that's not too bad at all, really. Not like a modern day car. Yeah, there's a small loom in here, just going to the various sensors and the alternator and stuff, so you can see it there. Look, it's not particularly big. So as you can see, I've got that front panel out now. I've also pulled out the pedal box, and there's also a steering bracket there as well that's come out. You can see it's starting to accumulate a bit now. It's that's basically all the interior valance, front valance, doors. Yeah, it's kind of taken over the workshop a little bit, but I will have to find a better home for it at some point. So that's inside the car. You can see she's looking pretty bare now. So what I think I'll do is I'll probably end this video at this stage. I am going to tear down even more. So I'm going to be pulling the roof off, and I'm also going to pull the sides off and the rear, because it looks like it just all unbolts and it all comes apart. And it also looks like these front inner wings unbolt too. As you can see, the bolts are there. So I will be having a go at that as well, taking those off and getting all the front off and separating that. It just means I can open it all up, get everything nice and clean, repaint it and reassemble it, and I know then that there's no rust in there, and then with a fresh paint, hopefully that will give it a lot longer life. So anyway guys, big thanks for watching, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Cheers for now.